I'd say it's a bad choice. I think the legislation on driving impaired has been out for decades now, 60s or 70s, I believe. It's everyone knows better than to drive impaired. So no matter what the substance is, I think everyone knows they shouldn't do it, and it's a bad choice. People shouldn't make that choice.
I don't really think driving under the influence of like anything that's going to really impair you is like acceptable.
I feel it should be treated with like the same way they treat alcohol, like a criminal charge.
I think it's dangerous to drive under the influence. Don't do it. Don't drive if you're drinking, if you're smoking, whatever. Yeah, and I think that's important with opiates as well, and prescriptions, medications, because there are studies that show if you're driving tired, it's actually very dangerous for your driving habits as well. Right. So we got to bring that into conversation. People who are taking prescription medication, it's just as dangerous as cannabis, I would say.
Just like any other substance, like alcohol or even sleep deprivation, like should not be affecting your driving. I think that you should be driving completely sober and well rested, just for the safety of everybody else on the road, everybody else, and really on the streets as well.
I would say definitely don't do it. It's not a good idea for alcohol. It's definitely not a good idea for marijuana. Driving impaired is just putting yourself and other lives in danger. It's never a good idea.
I feel like no one's going to say it's a good thing.
No, it's definitely a bad thing, and it's definitely as like we're at an age where everyone's like has their driver's license now, and we're getting in, like people are using it. I mean, they're like 18, 17, 19, and we're all driving around. So it's definitely a big risk and threat, as it's not as easy to like identify when someone is like going to get in the car high as when you can tell when they're intoxicated. So I'm hoping that they're able to do something about that to make sure that if accidents do happen, which I'm sure they will, especially over the next few years, that there's precautions, and like if you do the crime, you do the time.
I don't think you should be driving under any influence, whether it's caused by even illegal substances or prescription drugs. You shouldn't be driving at all if you're under the influence.
That is a no. Never drive under the influence of anything like alcohol, marijuana. If you're sleepy, like never. If you're texting, like it's just something stupid. Like why would you do it?
I think it's really bad, like because it's a drug. So like with any influence on the mind, it should be avoided completely.
I think you need to sort of think about all the kids that are walking the streets, or anyone walking the streets who can harm not only yourself but someone else.